What is resilience? Maybe some of you are asking, and it's a bit abstract term, right? Now, to give us an idea of what the day will be talking about, what is resilience, and also at the same time, welcome you all in behalf of Boehringer Ingelheim. I give you Dr. Alain Wille. He is the head of the Strategic Business Unit for Swine for Boehringer Ingelheim Animal Health, Gambha. Dr. Wille.
Thank you. Good morning. Konnichiwa. So, again, for those I didn't see yesterday, welcome to this 11th Asian Perspective. It's a joy and a pleasure to have you all here. As said before, the theme of this year's perspective is the resilience and how to improve the resilience. So, let me start by sharing some thoughts with you as an introduction to this topic. If we look at the trends and the challenge that we are facing, we see that the world population will significantly grow between now and 2050, up to 9.7 billion people. So the demand for animal protein will double in that time. If we look at pork demand, will already increase by 15% till 2025. If we look at the economic losses, 20% of economic losses are caused by disease. PRRS is an important disease in this. There's also a continuous pressure on the use of antibiotics. Scarcity of resources will demand precision livestock farming. And what you see here, the map, the world map, this is a map drawn by the FAO. And this map represents the impact of the climate change on agricultural production. If you see green, this means that there will be a positive trend. If you see red, it is a negative trend. So you see all tropical zones will be impacted by climate change. If we look at Asia, perspective is a bit divided, but there will be an impact. There's also an increasing importance of animal welfare and the increasing digitalization, the big data. The artificial intelligence and the machine learning will have an impact on the way we farm. This is an animated graph, very interesting. It is showing the evolution of the population. So what you see is different geographies, which are represented here, different countries. The size of the bubble will represent the size of the population. Then you will see the life expectancy going up. And then you will see the income per person, how that evolves. So you will see population is growing, the life expectation is increasing, and you see an increase in the income, but not at the same speed for all geographies. So this is what you will see. And then we start in 1800, and you see the life expectation was relatively low, below 45 years. Then you see how it moves. You see life expectation is increasing, and then you see gradually the income is increasing as well. And this has an impact on the demand for animal protein. Now, in the following slide, we have compared what is the income per day in China compared to the US. And so China would be red and the US. So you see US, the median or the average is higher than in China in 1900. You see the big population here. But then you will see how that evolves over time. And you will see after 1980 how the evolution is becoming more excellent. So here in the beginning you see not much difference, but then you see as we go into the 1970s how that evolves. See the population growing in China. Now come the 80s, and then you see China moving up to the right, which meaning the average income is increasing. So now you see that the average income between US and China has never been smaller. And this explains why the demand for pork in China is increasing so much. So the pork challenge, if we look what this means for pork, this is between 1986 and 2050, how the demand for pork will increase. So you see a continuous increase. So the biggest increase, of course, was between 1986 and 2014. But you see from here to 2050, our expectation is the demand will continue to increase. But like I said, there's a scarcity of resources. So to produce this, we will need 35% more food, 40% more water, and 50% more energy. And so this has an impact on the climate change, scarcity of resources, and food security. So this is where the notion of livestock, precision livestock farming comes into play. So 2050, 2 billion people more, 70% more food production required. So production agriculture is being transformed to precision process. So this means bringing an increased output with the same resources, less waste, and a higher quality production. This is what's expected. And an increased sustainability. And this notion of economic resilience. So the goal is to achieve a long-term low variance, higher than average profitability, and precision brings resilience. And resilience is the ability to quickly restore economic stability in the presence of random, unforeseen shocks. And so what is the number one cause? Disease is the greatest cause of profit decline and variation. PRRS is an important factor in this. And therefore, prevention is the foundation of precision. So today we have the opportunity to be here together with more than 300 professionals over 10 different countries and regions to discuss and to exchange our points of view on the resilience and the effect of PRRS on the resilience. And so to further expand a little bit on this resilience can be seen at different levels. So you can see resilience at the cellular level, the way a cell can recover from a setback. You can see it on the tissue and the organ level. You can also see it at the animal level, how the animal is able to recover, how a group or a herd of animals is able to recover, a farm, a group of farms, and in the end, how a region or a whole geography can recover, can be resilient against disease. So the resilience meter, this is a courtesy of my colleague, Dr. Duran, who tried to visualize what it would mean, resilience, how good that we and resilience. So you go from the red zone into the green zone, and so the greener it becomes, the better it is. And so to achieve this resilience, of course, what you need is good vaccines. And I think we can provide those. But also, this is starting to increase the resilience. But also, you have to understand the genetics of the animal behind it that is affected. That increases the resilience as well. Then you have the climate control, the husbandry. So it is not just about vaccines, it's also about controlling the climate and the way we keep our animals. Again, you see the increase of the resilience. And then, of course, we have to understand the pathogen. What is going on with the pathogen? And a better understanding of the pathogen learns us how to control it better. And then finally, what you have is the knowledge that we have gathered and the knowledge that we are sharing here today. And so this is maybe time to go back to what I earlier said about the big data and the machine learning, the artificial intelligence. What we currently see is veterinarians often make a diagnosis based on a couple of elements. They have done some analysis, they have their experience. But if you compare that to what you could do with big data, if you had 100,000 of cases, if you have all the factors in there, something which a human person cannot compute, but an algorithm can. And we see that also in human health, that the machine learning and artificial intelligence is able to compute more data than a person can. So this is probably something which we see in the coming future. But knowledge, in any case, is the final piece of being resilient. So, not resilient is financial uncertainty. Resilience means long-term success. So this resilience and increasing the resilience is important. So with this, you have all received an agenda, and I just wanted to point out a little thing here. There is a color code which will help you, guide you through the workshops, and Dr. Mala is going to explain you exactly how that works. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Wille.